We're on the record in 231-500-139. Counsel for the state are present. Counsel for defendant Ms. Richins are present along with Ms. Richins. Mr. Bloodworth, anything before we invite Ms. Lauber back in to take the stand?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Lewis? Of course. Oh, do you need a Band-Aid?
No, oh, no.
It's a lipstick issue.
Oh, okay. Take a moment. That's fine. May we invite Ms. Lauber onto the stand while you are getting organized? Okay, very good. Let's do that. I'll let her know.
Make sure you tell her we can't. Make sure you tell her we can't.
Ms. Lauber, good morning. You'd take the stand again. We'll get you a glass of water.
Thank you.
And you can feel free to put it wherever is safe.
I'm clumsy, so I'll probably spill.
You and me both. That's all right. Okay. Ms. Lauber, we're on the record. We're going to invite the jury in a moment. When they come in, I'll just remind you that you're under oath, okay? All right. Mr. Bloodworth, are we ready for the jury?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Lewis?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Please have a seat as you come in. Thank you. All right, have a seat. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your patience. We'll continue with additional questioning of Ms. Lauber. Ms. Lauber, please remember you are still under oath. Ms. Lewis.
Good morning.
Morning.
I want to move on to the next interview, which took place on May 4th, 2023. So I don't know if, in case we need the binder, do you want me to put you in the right spot, or can you find it? Yeah, I think that's it. And it's dated May 4th?
Yes.
All right. So, you've stated that you worked for Kouri Richins for a long time prior to these events.
I worked for her aunt.
You worked for her aunt, but working through her aunt, she was one of your clients. You cleaned for Ms. Richins and
Yes,
worked
she was
for-
one of her aunt's clients, yes.
Okay. And you had a lot of communications with Kouri over the years about cleaning.
Yeah.
And you were friendly with each other.
Mm-hmm.
Fair. So I want to ask you, so there were, sorry, strike that. You mostly communicated by way of text, right?
When I was cleaning for Kouri, yes.
Yes.
Phone calls or texts, yes.
Pull the mic just a little.
No, sorry. Yes.
All right. And you texted a lot, you sent a lot of emojis back and forth, fair?
Yes.
All right. Now, you did some other cleaning projects for her, though, in addition to cleaning just her home, right?
Yes.
For example, one thing you did was you cleaned what we know as the Midway Mansion after she purchased it after Eric died, correct?
Yes, she had me go over there and get it set, clean it out for open house, I believe.
Well, yeah, I don't know, maybe it was for an open house, but the cleaning itself was you and 3 other people went in? Nick Bonsavage and yourself and
2 other.
2 others.
Yeah.
Okay. And you went in and the purpose of it was to clean graffiti that was inside the house, right?
We were going through and just sweeping up and cleaning up all the garbage. People were squatting there.
Okay. That's fine. And she paid you for that, correct?
She paid Nick through Venmo.
She paid you for that, though, right?
Yes.
Okay. And I want to just turn to a minute to the check that you said you picked up on March 9th from Ms. Richins. Can you pull that up? I'm sorry, I don't have the exhibit number. Do you know it, Katie? You testified, while she's getting that up, that you stopped at the house on March 9th and you went inside and Kouri wrote a check for you, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And this has already been admitted, so can we publish this? Now, do you notice on that check, the check is dated March 6th?
Yes.
So she didn't write it then, she already had it prepared, correct?
No, she wrote it that morning
On March 9th.
when I went to her house, yes.
So you think she backdated it for some reason?
I have no clue why she wrote the date, but the date I picked it up was the 9th that I deposited in my checking account.
Oh, okay, I understand you picked it up on March 9th, but the check is dated March 6th, correct?
Yes, that's what it says.
All right. And you were paid how much a piece for cleaning the Midway Mansion?
Nick and I got paid $25 an hour, and the other was $20.
And it came to approximately between $300 and $400 a piece, correct?
I'm not 100% sure on that, no.
All right. And isn't it true that you cashed the check and paid the other workers? You paid them. She paid you and you paid them.
Not at this, no. She sent Nick Venmo.
What about the other 2?
Nick, she sent the money to Nick, and then it got paid out through.
You remember
through-
that?
We
Yeah.
can pause there for just a moment. My apologies. We need to hand out some glasses.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Forgive me. One of you needs a pair of reading glasses, right? Take them off. Yeah, grab them. I'd be useless without mine. Ms. Lewis, please proceed.
All right, so when Detectives O'Driscoll and Detective Maynard came on March 4th to interview you, the first, well, I don't know if it's the first thing, but right at the beginning of that interview, they asked you if you've been speaking to anyone about what's going on in terms of your cooperation. Do you recall that?
No, I don't.
Turn to page 8 of the May 4th interview. And it's towards the bottom of 8 and to the top of 9. Now, do you recall that they asked you if you'd talked to anybody about what had been going on with them?
I don't see us on that page unless I'm on the wrong page.
Let me see if I can help you out. See if we're in the right spot.
Yeah.
You're not on the right spot. Here we go. School
Oh,
here.
you told me that.
May 4th. We're on May 4th now. All right. Let's see. Let's take a look.
You and then go and just ask the question again.
I was,
Appreciate it.
okay, I was just trying to point out that I think it's down here, and then over to here, okay? All right. So, they asked you if you'd been talking to anybody about what's going on, and then, isn't it true you said, no, you haven't told anyone, you've just told people you're in custody on a drug court violation, is that right?
Yes.
Okay, but that wasn't true, was it, Ms. Lauber? Ms. Lauber?
Yes.
That wasn't a true statement to them, that you had only told people you were on a drug court violation, correct?
Correct.
Because you had been telling people in detail that you were cooperating with law enforcement.
No, I didn't tell anybody. I don't recall.
You told Nick Bond Savage, correct?
I don't recall.
Well, you said yesterday that you had talked to Nick Bond Savage. You don't recall what you said yesterday?
I had talked to Nick a little bit here and there, but not that I was cooperating, I don't believe.
All right. So you don't recall, all right, yesterday you told us you had talked to Nick about cooperating. Do you recall this? Do you recall a conversation with Nick on the phone, a recorded conversation on the phone with Nick, telling him all about how you were going to go meet with federal, with the feds?
Your Honor, objection foundation, just, when is this call? What call?
While you were in,
I need you to provide a little more detail.
so while you were in jail, you would talk with family and friends on the phone, right?
Correct.
And one of the people that you talked to regularly was Nick Bond Savage.
Yes.
And you had a meeting set up to go and speak with a couple of people and agents from the U.S. Attorney's Office. You recall that?
I think so, yes.
Okay. And that, and you called Nick Bond Savage, and you told him all about that you were going to go meet with the U.S. Attorney's Office.
Yes. Here and there, yes.
And that you were really nervous about meeting with the feds, right?
Correct.
So you had told Nick all about what was going on. You talked in detail about what you were talking to Detectives Maynard and Detective O'Driscoll about.
I don't recall how much detail talking to Nick with.
All right. But when you told them, I've only said that I'm in jail on a drug court violation, that was not, you were not telling them the truth. because you had told people you were there cooperating and that you were there on new charges. Specifically, Nick Monsavage.
Correct.
All right.
Your Honor, objection, I think that misstates both the evidence and the
I
reality.
need foundation in order to rule on the objection for who them is in your question.
I'm not sure what the objection is.
The foundation, yeah.
As to...
When you say you told them, who is them in your question? Could you be specific about that?
You told Detectives O'Driscoll and Detectives Maynard that you had not talked to anyone about this case other than to tell them you are in drug court violation, and that was not a true statement, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Is that... Okay, thank you. You also they give you a tablet when you're at the jail where you can text people, right? Is that right?
Correct. Mm-hmm.
And you were also texting your friend Nick Monsavage, right?
Correct.
And do you recall texting him about how you absolutely can't lose your drug court?
Yes.
Okay. Do you recall what you said to him?
No, not exactly.
Okay. I'm going to show you. Just a text with him. The highlighted part. I'm not introducing it. Yeah. It's really just this right here. Just ask her about that.
But no.
Okay. Can if you want.
It's complete. This is secretary everything.
Okay, that's fine. We can admit it. All right, I'm going to show you, this is marked as, well, we might want to remark this.
May I see it?
It's marked as an impeachment document, but I guess we're going to admit it.
Well, you can,
Is that okay?
it's
I
marked
just-
how it's marked. You can
That's
still
okay,
admit it. Yeah.
all right. All right, I'm going to show you this. It's marked as, it's IMP CL1 on the bottom. Just take a look up here. Oh, you can look it on the screen, that's fine. Did you pull it up? Okay, thank you.
Sorry, that's what I was
Oh, that's
looking
fine,
at.
thank you. All right, so this is a text from you to Nick at the top, correct?
Correct.
And you tell him in that text, well, that,
Ms. Lewis, do you want to admit it?
yes, we did.
Okay. Any objection, Mr. Bloodworth?
No, Your Honor.
All right. We'll publish this to the jury. They can read along with you if they want. Please proceed.
All right. And you tell him midway through, I have my ups and downs. I fucking can't lose my drug court. I fucking worked so hard to finally get clear-minded and get on a good path and live a straight life. And I have a supportive man. Right?
Correct.
Okay. So you tell him that you absolutely cannot lose your drug court.
Correct.
Okay.
I've said that multiple times.
So, and then you talk to him about that you're going to meet with federal agents, and not in this text. We're going back. You recall that you talked to him about, I have to meet with federal agents, and you were nervous about that.
I don't recall.
Well, I think you just said that was
Well,
correct
I mean,
a few
I remember
minutes
telling him
ago.
I'd met with a couple people, but
All right. But you remember that you were very nervous about meeting with the federal agents.
yes.
All right. So on May 10th, which that's the thin notebook, which we're going to be referring to now, the one that you've got sitting on the...
It spilled.
So May 10th of 2023, there are 3 people that come to the jail in Wasatch County to meet with you, to interview you, correct?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, correct.
Okay, so there were 2 assistant United States attorneys and an agent with the federal government.
Correct.
All right. And the one who primarily questioned you, I don't know if you remember, her name was Serena Whistler. Do you remember Ms. Whistler?
Yes, correct.
All right. All right. At this point, you have immunity from federal prosecution, correct?
I'm not 100% sure when the immunity came in.
You pull up the federal immunity. Well, she's pulling it up. At this point, though, your federal immunity is not completely nailed down when they come to meet with you. Do you remember?
Correct.
Okay. You want to take a look at Defense Exhibit 1006.
Are we using this to refresh?
No, I'm planning to admit it.
Okay.
Do you recall that letter, the immunity letter?
I don't recall seeing these letters. They might have went to my attorney.
All right, you've never seen the letters giving you immunity in these cases?
No, I have not.
All right. We can just take that down then. She doesn't recognize it. But you know you have immunity.
Yes.
All right. So in this interview, it's you, Ms. Whistler, Mr. Holden, another assistant United States attorney, and Officer Tyler Parker.
I don't recall their names, but yes, I know they were
Okay.
the Fed
2 men
agents.
and
Yes.
a woman. Okay. And Detective O'Driscoll and Detective Maynard aren't there to help you anymore, correct?
Correct.
And you have to give your statement by yourself.
Correct.
Nobody's there to lay it out for you, correct?
Correct.
All right. She asked you right up front if you talked to anyone about your cooperation also. Do you recall that?
No, I don't recall.
You don't recall that she asked you if you talked to anyone about
I
cooperating?
don't recall what was said between her and I.
All right. Well, I don't have the page number on that one, so we'll have to come back to that. All right, you tell them, though, about your drug use, right?
Correct.
And you tell them that the last time you used was in July of 2022. Is that correct?
I'm not sure of the date.
Do you want to turn to page 24 of the interview?
What's the date?
July. She has it. This is in the May 10th interview. Okay.
Oh, correct. It's right here.
Okay, so you told them July of 2022 is the last time you used.
Correct.
Okay, and was that a true statement?
It's been so long, I'm not 100% sure.
Okay, so you don't recall the last time you used?
Back then, I'm not 100% sure. You have the dates.
All right. Can you tell us sitting here today when the last time you used was?
4 years ago. I'm clean for a little over 4 years.
So that would put us at, we're in, I can't even think of what day it is, February of 26.
Mm-hmm.
And so the last time you used, you're saying is February of 22?
Hold on, I gotta count back too.
I mean, that's not correct.
I'm not sure of the dates.
All right. Well, you told them it was July of 22.
Like I said, it was a long time ago. I'm not sure on the dates
Okay.
or what was said.
All right. So let me ask you, I know, what phase of drug court was it that you were using other people's urine to have drug testing done?
I never used anybody else's urine.
You never used anyone else's urine.
No, I've never used anybody else's urine.
You realize you're under oath.
Yes.
Okay. All right, well, let's assume for a moment that the July of 22 date was accurate, since that was 3 years ago when you said that. So maybe you had a better memory then than you have today, correct?
Correct.
All right. But again, that means the whole time of what we're talking about here, the time period of January, February, March of 2022, as we talked about yesterday, you were using consistently during that time period.
Not consistently, no. Off and on.
Well, we went over we went over drug tests yesterday where you were having positive drug tests once or twice a week.
In the beginning of drug court, yes.
And all the way through March of 22.
No, I was due to graduate probably 3 months when I got arrested, so it was not.
That's not true. There was.
Objection, Your Honor.
Yes,
I'll have a question coming.
Ms. Lauber. Yeah, I need you to ask
That's
the
what
questions.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's what I'm doing. All right.
Any other objection, Mr. Lauber?
That's the one.
Yeah, I just
All right.
need you to ask questions.
Yes, because you had an order to show cause about how you were that you had figured out a way to game the system, and you'd figured out an algorithm so you would know when you were being drug tested, so you would test clean, correct?
no, that is not correct.
It's not correct that that was part of your order to show cause.
No,
So if the prosecutor in your case testifies otherwise, he's wrong?
nobody figured out anything on how to do the UA system.
You and Nick Bonsavage didn't figure out how to game that system.
No. There was a couple of us that would text each other, hey, don't forget to go do your UA today, as a group. Nobody figured out anything.
All right.
It was a random phone call every day that you made.
I understand that. All right. So during that time period, you were selling drugs to support your drug habit also, correct? In 2022?
No.
So when you were picking up pills from Robert Crozier, you were pulling some of them out to keep for yourself to either sell or use, correct?
No, not correct.
So is it true that you had a phone call with Nick Bonsavage, again from the jail? This was right before, and I backed up a little bit from your May 10th interview, where you talked about with Nick, this was the last time we were able to get these pills, remember?
I don't recall that phone call, no.
Your Honor, I need to play a call for impeachment purposes. I don't know if you want, is there headphones so just Ms. Lauber can listen to it to help her refresh her recollection of the phone call, or how do you want to handle that?
Things. Are you refreshing her recollection or impeaching her with an exhibit that you seek to admit?
I am, well, probably both. I'm starting by impeaching her recollection and then,
Refreshing her recollection?
thank you so much, refreshing her recollection, and then, yes, I may want to introduce it as impeachment.
That's fine. You just need to make sure that Mr. Bloodworth listens to it before we play it for the witness.
Okay, I think we're going to need a moment then.
Okay. Folks, this may just take some arranging of devices. If you'd give us a moment, please rise for the jury.
Get calls with Nick, and I don't know, do I need to play both of them for Brad, or is it just the one?
Have a seat. Thank you.
Where
Ms.
she,
Lauber, do you need a restroom break?
where she talks about it. That's the
Yes.
last time we were
All right,
the
so-
ones we tried to get.
Please, do not talk to anybody during the
We
restroom
have
break.
to,
All right, just affirmatively avoid people?
know.
Yes?
Yeah.
Okay, you can take a restroom break, that's fine.
It's just, yeah. I just want to make sure they're on the same topic.
Why don't we go off the record for a moment? Have a seat, folks. Thank you. All right, have a seat. We're on the record. Ms. Lewis, I understand you'd like to refresh Ms. Lauber's recollection with a couple of audio recordings, correct?
Yes.
All right. Ms. Lauber, if you put the headphones on. Katie's going to play 2 audio recordings for you. Just listen, and when they're done, Ms. Lewis is going to ask you another question. Thank you.
Yeah, go ahead. Oh, yeah, that was it.
Okay, and then we're gonna do the second one.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you would hand those headphones back to Katie. Katie, if you'd take your seat again.
Ms. Lauber, were you able to hear those 2 phone calls between you and Mr. Bonsavage?
Yes.
All right. So you were having a conversation where Mr. Bonsavage was saying to you, hey, remember, Carmen, we couldn't get any more of those pills after we've got those in March of 2022, right?
Correct.
And he said, remember, we tried to get more. We asked Kouri if she could get more, and she said she didn't want any more, so we couldn't get any more, remember?
Correct.
Why was it that you wanted more pills?
I don't think I was the one asking for them. Nick did. Nick wanted to know because Nick benefited from it when he got made the $300.
Nick said that was the last time we could get them, correct?
Correct.
Meaning you and Nick.
Nick was the one that drove me down the last one. Yes, correct.
And that Nick and you wanted to get more pills, correct?
I don't recall me on that video. It wasn't me asking for them.
Your Honor, can we, I'd like to admit the recording.
Mr. Bloodworth, you've heard it. Any objection?
No.
Okay. Pause for 1 moment. Katie, let me make sure you're connected. Let me know when you have them queued up. This should work. Are you connected? Here, we'll start again. My apologies.
And this is Defense Exhibit 307 for the record.
Okay.
3007.
This is actually 308, the one you were before.
Oh, I'm sorry. What's
Katie,
wrong
would
with-
you do me a favor?
3008.
Plug back in.
Okay.
Let me know when you've plugged back in. You're not showing anything on your desktop.
It's just
But forgive me, I'm not sure the audio player is connected. Can you drag it into?
Well, because remember I kept asking, like, hey, text Kouri, do we need any more? And that, so me and you was the last time we were able to get any because she didn't want any anymore. Because remember her guy was out of town or whatever?
I don't know.
Can we play the next part?
I mean, I know that, like, I kept asking, like, hey, does her guy want more? Does her guy want more? So, and you were like, and she'd always say no. So, like, I know you and me, it was the last time, unless you cheated on me and went with somebody else, which I don't
never
think you
cheat
would have.
on you. You're
Yeah.
All right. So Nick said he's the one that texted, but then he said that's the last time you and me could get any of those pills, correct?
That was the last time Nick and I had gone to the Maverick.
Right, we listened to the call. He said that's the last time you and me could get any of those pills. That's what the call says.
That's the last time him and I went to the Maverick. Correct.
Right. I'm going to try and ask the question again.
Your Honor, objection. Asked and answered. It's in evidence. It says what it says.
Sustained. Please ask your next question.
Sure. All right, let's go back to the May 10th interview with Ms. Whistler and the others. maybe turn to page 26, and I'll ask you if you can remember this, and if you can't, you can look down at the page.
Just wait one moment, she's gonna ask you a question, Ms. Lauber.
Oh, okay. So
Okay, so Ms. Whistler asked you how often that, when you were using drugs, how often you were using. And you told her hardly ever, like maybe once a month. You recall that?
correct.
Okay, but that wasn't true, correct?
Correct.
Because you were using a lot more than once a month during February and March of 2022.
Correct.
Okay. So you weren't honest with Ms. Whistler, correct?
Correct.
All right. So then she wants to talk to you about the first drug purchase, the one with Susan Kohler. And turn to page 34, just so you have it ready. But first I'll ask if you remember, and then if you don't remember, you can look at the interview, okay? All right. Now, you told Ms. Whistler that you couldn't remember when you sold pills to, or I'm not sorry, excuse me, when you bought pills from Susan Kohler, but it was wintertime, correct?
Correct.
And then you tell Ms. Whistler, the other guys, referring to Detective O'Driscoll and Maynard, they made it much easier because they drew it all out for me. Do you remember that?
No, not.
Okay, take a look at page 34.
Correct.
Okay, so you said they made it a lot easier, but Ms. Whistler's making you tell the story yourself, correct?
Yes.
All right. So again, you say you went to Susan Kohler and bought oxycodone, correct?
Correct.
That those were prescription pills that Susan got for a friend, correct?
Yes.
And I take it you don't know how many milligrams of oxycodone those pills were. Do you know that?
No, I didn't look at them. I didn't count. I didn't ask.
Okay, fair. And you told her that you fronted the money to Susan.
Yes.
You told Ms. Whistler that. And then you told Ms. Whistler and the U.S. Attorney's Office that you were supposed to leave the pills in the closet in the Midway house, the small Midway house, and the money would be in the closet. But instead you decided to leave them in the fire pit, correct?
I don't recall. No.
Okay, let's go to page 46. And if you take a look at that, and look at where it talks about you were supposed to leave the pills in the closet.
What was your question?
Is that, in fact, what you said, that you were supposed to leave the pills in the closet and the money would be in the closet, correct?
It doesn't say anything about the pills or what one it was.
Can you take a look? Are you on page 46 of the May 10th interview?
Yes, I'm on page 46.
And that's not refreshing your recollection?
It just says in the next day, I want to say it was brighter, and she said the money go inside the house and the money was in the closet.
Okay, that's what I'm
Doesn't say
referring
which
to.
day.
That's what I'm
Which-
referring to.
Which purchase?
That you were going to leave the pills in the closet and the money was going to be in the closet. That's what you told Ms. Whistler.
Your Honor, just objection foundation, which purchase here are we discussing?
I already said that. It was the first purchase with Susan Kohler. We talked about that.
I think that clarification, we need to be much more careful about whether you are impeaching or refreshing.
Okay,
And
I understand.
I'm confused. I think the witness's responses will be tough to determine on a written record
All right.
what she's doing.
Okay. So the question is, when talking about the first purchase with Ms. Kohler, that you told Ms. Whistler, originally you were supposed to leave those oxycodone pills in the closet and that the money was going to be in the closet, correct?
I don't recall on that one.
but you just read it, correct?
It doesn't say Susan Cole or anything in there. It just says that the money doesn't refer to what purchase you're talking about in here. It does not say Susan Kohler's purchase, or it does not say Robbie's purchase.
Okay.
It just says,
Your Honor, could we approach for just a moment? Yes, thank you. Okay, let's try this again. I'm sorry that this has been really confusing, but
With respect, Ms. Lewis, if you don't leave it in front of her, she won't be able to read along with you. And so if we can do a combination of you having that and putting it on the screen, or however you want to do it, but
All right.
if you're going to read, she needs to be able to see what you're reading.
okay, let me just figure out where I'm at and then we'll do that.
No problem.
All right, let me ask you this. The first thing you talk about with U.S. Attorney's Office is the first purchase with Susan Kohler.
I'm not 100% sure.
All right, give me one moment. Katie, can you pull up page 34 of the May 10th transcript? All right. If you could look at line 18. And this is early in the interview. Ms. Whistler asked you, okay, so when would that have been? Referring to the first time Kouri reached out for pills. Do you see that?
Yes.
All right. And
Yes.
that's when you said the other guys made it so much easier because they drew it out for me.
I need you to read it exactly.
The other guys had it so much easier, drawn out for me. That's your response, correct?
Correct.
All right. So then, Ms. Whistler continues to talk to you about, just go ahead and turn the page for a minute, that first purchase.
Mr. Bloodworth,
Objection under 106.
forgive me for a moment. Okay. Give me a series of line numbers or page and line numbers that you're concerned about.
Your Honor, on page 34, the response spanned lines 20 through 23. I think that entire section needs to be read.
Would you please read the
That's
rest of
fine.
the response?
Okay, yes, that's fine. So the question from Ms. Whistler is, when would this have been, the first purchase? And you answer, the other guys had it so much easier drawn out for me. I want to say January or February, I don't know. You'd have to look at the phone records.
Correct.
Correct. And Ms. Whistler says of last year. Correct?
You got to read or answer the question.
Well, I was asking her to acknowledge that was the question from Ms. Whistler. That Ms. Whistler asked you of last year, correct?
Correct.
And you said, I think so. Yeah. Correct?
Correct.
Okay. So now you go on and you're talking about the purchase from Ms. Kohler, correct?
Correct.
All right. And while you're still talking about that purchase, that was the purchase that was $600, correct?
Correct.
So let's pull up page 43 of the transcript. And Ms. Whistler says that on line 10, so at your best recollection, it was $600, correct?
Correct.
So we're still talking about the first purchase.
Correct.
All right, thank you. And then as we move forward, as we're still talking about it, on page 46, you're talking about that the next, after you got the pills, and you testified yesterday, you didn't give them to Kouri that night, it was the next day, correct?
Correct.
And then you said, and then the next day, I want to say it was brighter, and she said, the money, go inside the house, the money is in the closet, correct?
Correct.
All right. And then Ms. Whistler asks you, 2 lines down, 3 lines down, you took the pills you had gotten from Susan to that address, correct?
Correct.
All right. And so as you're talking about that,
You have to read or answer. The question is not evidence of anything.
well, now I forgot what the question was. Let's see.
So you're at line
Oh, I'm sorry.
19.
You took the pills you gotten from Susan to that address, and you said yes, correct?
Correct.
All right. And she asked if you'd been to the house before, and you said no, correct?
Correct.
All right. So then, as we move to page 47, line 14, Ms. Whistler says, okay, when you got there, did you go inside, correct?
Correct.
And she's talking about the small Midway house, correct?
Correct.
And you said, no, it was late at night and I put them in the fire pit, correct?
Correct.
And Ms. Whistler says, outside, and you say, yeah, correct?
Correct.
Turn the page. Ms. Whistler asks on line 7, okay, so you dropped this envelope full of pills in a fire pit in a vacant house in Midway. Did you think this was odd, correct?
Correct.
And you said yes, but I didn't think nothing of it because if you're keeping a certain somebody out of the picture, you're not, I mean, if you know anything about the drug world, and then you don't complete that thought, correct?
Correct.
All right, so you told,
Objection, Your
Please
Honor.
pause. Go ahead, Mr. Butler.
Completeness, she does complete the thought, you just have to read down.
Yeah, we've got to read through.
all right, I don't know that it's relevant, but that's fine. Ms. Whistler then says, well, I've been doing this for 20 years, so I think I do. I guess referring to know something about the drug process, correct?
Correct.
And you say, no, I'm just saying some addicts, or, and she says, uh-huh, and you say, some people don't really ask questions, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So,
Objection, completeness.
Your Honor,
It keeps going.
I think though if that's the part that's relevant to my questioning. I think if Mr. Bloodworth wants to bring in the rest later, he's welcome to do so. We're actually changing the topic here back to the investor now.
Why don't you just read through the sentence, the period on line 23. I understand your position, but I think her thought goes through, before changing of a topic, the period on line 23.
All right. So when you say some people don't really ask questions, Ms. Whistler says okay, and you say, or they don't want to get caught in the middle of anything, period.
Correct.
All right. So, I'm going to give this back to you for now. So back to my original question is, you told Ms. Whistler that the first pills you got from Susan Kohler you left in the fire pit at the Midway house, correct?
Correct.
But that's not what you're saying today, correct?
Correct.
Now, is it fair to say when you were talking to the U.S. Attorney's Office, who could potentially charge you with a 20-year minimum mandatory crime, you were doing your best to tell them the truth?
It was a lot to take in, so I probably had confused a little bit.
Were you doing your best to tell them the truth?
Yes.
Is that fair? You
Correct.
were.
Mm-hmm.
And this conversation was approximately a year after these events took place. The conversation with Ms. Whistler took place about a year after these things happened, correct?
I'm not sure on the dates.
Well, they happened in March of 2022, February, March of 2022, and you're talking with Ms. Whistler in May of 2023, so a little more than a year, correct?
I'm not sure on that.
Well, the date is on the transcript. Do you need to look at
I don't think it was a year apart, but I can be confused on the date.
All right. If I represent to you that this interview was in 2023, are you comfortable with that?
Yes.
Okay. So it was about a year after.
Okay.
And fair to say, 1 year after the fact, your memory was probably better than it is here today 4 years after the fact, correct?
Correct.
All right. Okay. Now I want to move to the second buy. We're going to talk about the second purchase, which would have been the first purchase with Robert Crozier, okay?
Okay.
All right. So you reached out because Kouri said she needed something stronger, like maybe the Michael Jackson stuff, correct?
Correct.
And you couldn't remember if this was by text or phone. You said you weren't 100% sure, correct?
Yes.
All right. Can you pull up page 50? You turn to page 57. I'm going to let you use the book. You put 57 on the screen for me of the May 10th interview. Okay, I want you to look at line. You're on page 53, Carmen?
I'm on 57.
Oh, I'm sorry. Maybe I gave you the
You
wrong
told me
page.
57.
I might have. You're right. 57. I'm sorry.
So do I need to go back or stay here?
No, 57 is correct. I misspoke.
Okay.
I'm sorry about that. So line 7. Oh, actually, no. Let's go up to line 5. Officer Parker says, when you say by phone, are you saying a phone call or a text, correct?
Correct.
Talking about your communications with Ms. Richins, correct?
Correct.
You said, I'm not 100% sure the officers have it all, correct?
Correct.
Do you recall what you said after that? Well, let me ask it this way. Do you recall telling them they made it easier for me because they draw it out? Like they laid out the whole puzzle and they fit the pieces together. Do you recall that?
Yes.
So you recall that you said that?
Correct.
And do you recall what Ms. Whistler said to you?
No.
All right. Can we pull up Defense Exhibit 1033, the video? Do you recall that she, before you play that, do you recall that she said to you, well, we would rather you just tell what you remember?
Correct.
Okay, then maybe we don't need to play it.
It's not her objection. That's not what the question says.
But that's her memory. So here we go. There's nothing impeachable happening right now.
Okay.
All right. So, again, Ms. Richins on the second time asked for the Michael Jackson drug, correct?
Correct.
And you told Ms. Whistler that you had to Google it, correct? Because you didn't know what it was.
Correct.
And that you discovered it was propofol, correct?
I don't recall if that's what I remember, but
Well, you said yesterday that you discovered it was propofol.
okay, yes.
All right. And you can't buy propofol in the streets, correct?
I'm not sure.
To your knowledge, can you buy it on the streets?
No, I don't go around asking for it, no.
Okay, that's
Not
fair.
that I recall, if you can
That's
or
fair.
not.
And I want to go back to the pills, the first set of pills you got from Robert. Can you pull up page 59? Yeah, I'm really not going back. We're still on the first set of pills you bought from Robert. Page 59.
If you would just wait for the question.
Oh, okay. I was just trying to get to the page.
Yeah,
Okay.
it'll be less confusing if we do it
Okay.
this order.
Ms. Whistler asked you during this interview if you'd ever taken opioids. Do you recall that?
No, I don't recall.
All right, can you look at page, you're on 59, right?
Yes.
Line 4. Ms. Whistler says, and you yourself have never been an opioid user. I misspoke. She said, you yourself have never been an opioid user. Recall that?
Correct.
And you said, well, I was for my neck.
Correct.
Okay. And she says, okay, but I mean, and then you say, I had neck surgery, correct?
Correct.
And she said, I mean illicit opioids. And you said yes and no.
Correct.
So you're saying, yes, I had taken illicit opioids also,
Yes.
correct? All right. She says, tell me what you mean by yes or no, correct?
Correct.
And you say, I mean, I would take Roxy's or Oxys for my neck and stuff, okay?
Okay.
And then Ms. Whistler says, were they, okay, but were they prescribed to you by a doctor, correct?
Correct.
And you said they were in the beginning, but not after a while, correct?
Correct.
So then she asked you, roughly when did you have neck surgery, correct?
Correct.
And you said, I had neck surgery a year ago, correct?
Yes.
All right, so your neck surgery was pretty close in time to when you were getting these pills from Mr. Crozier, correct?
No, my neck surgery was completed. I was out of my brace and everything.
So when you were getting the pills from Mr. Crozier, your neck surgery was over, correct?
Yes.
That's fine. I mean, I didn't
Yeah.
know that. Thank you for telling me that. All right. So my question is, when you were getting oxycodone from Mr. Crozier, were you holding back any pills for yourself?
No, I turned them in to my therapist. She kept track of them. When I had my prescription, my surgery, when I was done.
Right, but you said you were getting some that were not prescription. You were getting illicit pills. I take it you didn't give those to your probation
No.
officer. All right. So were you holding back pills from Mr. Crozier to take for yourself?
No, I was not.
All right. So then you talk more about that Kouri had asked for the Michael Jackson drug. And that's when you told her, well, it's not a pharmacy. I don't know what you want. I can't just go get you a stronger dose of pills, correct?
Correct.
All right. But the first pills you gave her were prescription oxycodone, correct?
From Susan Kohler?
Yes.
Correct.
From Susan Kohler. And then you asked Mr. Crozier for Roxy 30s, correct?
I don't recall if that's exactly what I asked for.
Well, we talked about that yesterday.
I said blues. Blues, or I asked for pain pills or an opiate pain pill.
All right. Yesterday you testified you asked for Roxy 30s or blues. Remember that? Yes, from yesterday?
Objection, Your Honor. I'm not sure that's accurate.
Not either. Foundation.
I can go back and find it, I guess, but that is accurate. All right, let me find it.
I think the difference is whether, to be a little bit specific here, she testified to that yesterday or acknowledged having said it in a prior interview.
That's fair. Yesterday you acknowledged that you had told Mr. Crozier, that you wanted Roxy 30s or Blues. We found that page number yesterday, and you acknowledged that, yes, that is what you had said at the time. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
Okay. So my point is, Roxy 30s, 30 milligram oxycodone, are a stronger variety of oxycodone than what you would typically get in a prescription, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you could get her something stronger and still get her oxycodone, correct?
I'm not understanding the question.
All right. There are different milligrams of oxycodone, right?
Correct.
Prescription. Yes, prescription oxycodone, and then, which are weaker, and then Roxy 30s are a stronger variety because they're 30 milligrams, correct?
Correct.
All right. So you could, in fact, get the same drug, oxycodone, and get a stronger version of it, right?
If you knew somebody with the prescription.
Okay, all right. And this is when you reach out to Nicole Cummings, and she refers you to Robert Crozier to get the stronger pills.
Correct.
All right. But you never did ask Crozier, and we talked about this yesterday, you never asked him for fentanyl, correct?
Correct.
And you told Ms. Whistler, Kouri never asked you for fentanyl, correct? She never asked you for fentanyl.
I'm not 100% sure.
All right, can we pull up Defense Exhibit 1035? Do you need to see this? It was provided in Discovery.
Can you remind me? I don't.
We'll put it on,
I want to introduce this.
so we'll preview it
Okay.
for council once it's up.
Can you put the transcript next to it so he can?
Yeah, the transcript's more helpful. Can you scroll through, Katie?
And why is it that
Nope. Not yet.
Just let him read the transcript of what is in the video.
If you'd take the video down for a moment, Katie, let Mr. Bloodworth review the transcript. Just pause for a minute.
Can you go to page 71, please?
Right, through line 25.
We only have that one page, so just 71?
Whatever page you had up.
Just pause for a minute. Thank you.
What was the next page? Oh, now I don't know. It was the page you had up right a moment ago. Oh, I'm sorry.
I read 70.
Okay.
Does the clip start at page 70?
It is, right? It's just, yeah, it's just a little
Oh,
bit on
okay.
page 7.
What line does what page and line does the clip go through?
Line 70, line 25.
Okay, then please back to 70. Okay, the state objects under completeness. If you look at 71, page 71 of the transcript, it continues.
Well, go ahead. Let me see page 71. All right. I mean, Your Honor, I think
Through
that,
line 11 of 71 at least.
I mean, I think he can introduce that. She's testified to that
If you
on redirect.
gotta play the whole thought,
Well, how about if I play it and then I read the rest because the clip doesn't include that.
but you just read the complete part and then ask her if you read it correctly.
All right.
Can't play an incomplete clip.
You pull it back a page to 70. All right, so Ms. Whistler, and we're on page 70, line, let's see, let's back up.
Page 70?
70, Ms. Lauber.
Okay, that's like, I just want to make sure that's what I was on.
Let's go back then to line 11. Ms., do you see that?
Yes, I do.
Ms. Whistler asked you, when you met with Robbie, did you specifically ask him for fentanyl? And you answered yes. She says, you used that word, you said, uh-huh. And she said, and if, and why is that you specifically asked for fentanyl? And you said, because that's what was asked for. I mean, that was the Michael Jackson drug, right? Or that was the Michael Jackson thing. So let's stop there for a minute. Is that what it says? Is that fair?
Correct, yes.
All right. But we already talked about you knew the Michael Jackson drug was not fentanyl, correct?
Correct. Correct.
Okay. All right. So then Ms. Whistler says, okay, so that's what Kouri had asked you to get. Is that fair? And your answer is, did she ever come out and ask for fentanyl? No. Correct?
Correct.
All right. Next page. Ms. Whistler says, okay. And you say, she asked me to get Michael Jackson stuff. Yes. Ms. Whistler says, okay, did you tell her what she was getting was fentanyl? And you said yes, and that's on the second transaction that took place in my driveway when she came to pick it up. Correct?
Correct.
Okay, but all right, we're going to come back to that because I don't want to confuse you by jumping around in sequence. So we'll talk more about what you said about that in a few minutes, okay? All right. Now, you told the U.S. Attorney's Office when you interviewed with them that you purchased drugs 1 time from Susan Kohler and 2 times from Robert Crozier, correct?
Correct.
You didn't tell them you purchased 3 times. You told them you purchased 2 times from Mr. Crozier, correct?
Correct.
All right. You told them that the first time from Mr. Crozier you got light green pills, correct?
Correct.
And the second time you got light blue pills, correct?
Correct.
That you got his number from Nicole Cummings, correct?
Yes.
Told him you needed Roxy 30s or blues, correct?
Correct.
Met him at the Maverick, correct?
Correct.
Picked up the money to pay him, correct?
Correct.
You said it was $1,000?
Yes.
And that means he was charging, my math I don't do, but I think it's approximately $30 to $35 a pill, correct? Maybe more?
Probably yes.
And that's about the running rate for oxycodone. Might even be a little high, but for oxycodone, correct?
Yes. Correct.
Are you aware what fentanyl
So
typically?
you got to pause so we can get a response on the record. I apologize.
That's okay.
Was your last answer was?
Correct.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Okay.
All right. Now, are you aware what fentanyl sells for?
I'm not 100% sure.
Because you've never bought fentanyl?
It goes for, it's a street drug. I'm not 100% sure what it's out.
Do you know that it's really cheap? At least it was in 2022, 2023, 23?
No, I didn't know.
Okay.
I just went off the price he told me.
Okay. And you picked up the money at the closet in the Midway house for the purchase from Mr. Crozier, correct?
Correct.
In a closet, correct?
This one might have been the box. I'm not sure which one.
Wasn't the box in the closet?
Yes.
Okay. So in a closet in the Midway house.
Correct.
And you got approximately $1,000.
Correct.
And that same day you brought the pills, you bought the pills from Mr. Crozier, correct?
I'm not sure if it was the same day. Like I said, I'd reach out to him and he'd get back to me.
Okay. Do you recall if you picked the money up the same day you bought the pills?
I'm not 100% sure.
So you might have picked the money up first and then taken it a day or 2 later.
Maybe, yes, correct.
Tell me again, so that time you go in the house, which it's a little unclear, you've said different things, if it was the first time or the second time. What was in the house?
There was nothing. It was being remodeled. It was one that she was flipping.
Wasn't it already remodeled?
I'm not 100% sure. She said it was a house she had done. that
Are
was
you
flipping.
aware? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to talk over you. This is in February we're talking,
Okay,
correct?
correct.
Yesterday you said the first purchase from Robert Crozier was February 11th, correct?
Correct.
What you also said was the first purchase from Susan Kohler, correct?
I don't recall if that was the same time.
Okay. You don't recall that that's what you said yesterday?
I knew Susan's was in the beginning, yes.
Okay.
Not sure exact date.
Are you aware that Ms. Richins didn't own the home in February of 2022?
I knew it was a house she was flipping.
Are you aware that she'd already sold it at the end of January of 2022?
No.
All right. So you meet Mr. Crozier at the Maverick, correct?
Correct.
Give him the money and he gets you the pills, correct?
Correct.
Well, he leaves. He has to go somewhere close by to get the pills, right?
Yes.
And then he brings them back to you, correct?
Yes.
And now you're saying, now you didn't say this before, but now you're saying Nancy Peterson was with you on that trip?
Nancy Peterson drove me.
Objection, no, she did say that before.
Overruled. Let's keep moving.
Well, you didn't say that to Ms. Whistler, correct? You didn't say anything about Nancy Peterson being with you, correct?
I don't recall.
All right. But, okay. You said she drove you? Ms. Peterson drove you?
Yes.
Can we pull up, it's already been admitted, States Exhibit, I think it's 3-7D, 3-7D3? Can we publish that, please? Can you see that?
Yes.
That's a selfie, correct?
Correct.
And if you look at the lettering on Nancy Peterson's hat, the lettering's reversed, right? It's backwards.
Correct.
So that picture's backwards, correct?
I guess so. Correct. I guess.
Okay. So if we pull up just for, well, no, let's pull up CL9 for the witness. Can you make it so it's not split like that? That's how that picture really looks, correct? Because now it's not backwards.
Correct.
So you were driving, correct?
On the way back, I drove back. Yes.
Well, on the way there, the first picture was,
On the way down, Nancy drove. On the way back, I drove because she wanted to get high.
okay, well, you testified yesterday that this photo was of Nancy driving and you in the passenger seat. Recall that?
Correct.
But you're in the driver's seat and she's in the passenger seat, correct?
I guess so. Correct.
Okay, can we publish IMP-CL9 to the jury? We'd move to admit it and publish it.
Mr. Bloodman.
Yeah, 3,000. 3,000.
No objection.
Okay, one moment. We're going to keep this number the way it is, right?
Sure, that's fine. So you testified yesterday that,
Hold on a second. Why are we renumbering them? It makes it harder on Brittany.
All the 3,000s are impeachment documents that were not on the witness list, so to make it easier at the end. And we've been bringing the next day ones that have a new sticker on them and giving them to Brittany.
Okay. Defense 3009 offered as IMP_CL9 is admitted.
all right, so yesterday you testified that you had Nancy drive you because you didn't have a driver's license, correct?
Correct.
But in fact, you're driving, correct?
Down the mountain,
Either way,
driving up.
you're driving without a driver's license, correct?
Yes, I always did.
Okay. All right, so this purchase is the light green pills we talked about, correct?
Correct.
And then you tell them that the next time you bought from Robert was after the death of Eric Richins, correct?
I'm not 100% sure.
Well, at this time you said you did one purchase from Susan and two from Robbie, correct?
Correct.
So 2 purchases in February, 1 from Susan, 1 from Robbie, and a third purchase on March 9th, correct?
I'm not sure of the date, but yes, there was.
You testified there was a purchase March 9th, correct?
Correct.
All right.
No.
Your Honor, Foundation, I'm sorry,
I need you to be more specific about when you say you testified.
Yesterday you testified that you did a purchase on March 9th, correct?
Yes.
But back when you were talking to the U.S. Attorney's Office, I mean, you also said you did a purchase on March 9th, correct?
I don't recall, but
All right, so you don't recall at that time when the third purchase took place.
I'm not 100% sure. That was a lot to take in back then.
I understand. But now you're sure.
Yes.
How did you become sure? If you didn't know then, why do you know now for sure?
My bank account. I'm the one that told those guys there was a check to check my bank account and tell them the exact dates of everything.
Okay, well, in all fairness, you talked about that during these interviews. You decided and discovered there was a purchase March 9th, correct?
Correct.
All right. So my question is, at that time you said, though, that was the final purchase from Mr. Crozier, correct?
Correct.
But now you're saying there's another purchase, correct?
You've confused me. I'm not understanding.
At that time you said you only purchased 2 times from Mr. Crozier, correct?
Correct.
Now you're saying you purchased 3 times.
Correct.
All right. So now you go back and you're going to make your third purchase from Mr. Crozier, correct?
Correct.
And in that purchase, you didn't tell him you wanted something stronger, correct?
In the last purchase,
Yes.
you've confused me.
Well, it's kind of confusing because we have a bunch of statements
you
that
bounce
they're...
back and forth. It's confusing.
All right. We're going to talk about in May of 23 when you said there were only 2 purchases from Mr. Crozier.
Okay.
Okay. The first purchase you said was light green pills.
Correct.
And then the second purchase, you actually said, just give me the same thing, correct?
I don't think those are my exact words. I think he just
Okay, let's
kept
look at
purchasing
page...
through him.
I'm sorry.
I just kept purchasing through him.
Okay, let's look at page 86. You give it.
Sure. 1 second, Ms. Lauber.
Okay.
Which line number are we at, Ms. Lauber?
I'm checking. Just where it makes the most sense. Okay, line 8. Ms. Whistler says, did you contact Robbie a second time? And you say yes. Correct?
Correct.
She says, same phone number that you used to contact, and you say, uh-huh.
objection, Your Honor, I think we're refreshing at this point, not impeaching.
Fair, sustained. If you would just give her a page number and line range to read, and then ask your next question.
All right. Can you just read that page, please?
Start from what number?
Right where we were just talking about, line 8 through the end of the page.
You want to read 8 all the way down?
Yes.
Just read it to yourself.
Okay. I thought you went out loud. I'm like,
No, my
okay.
apologies.
Okay, yeah.
And then will you give me the next page up on the screen, please? If you can tell me when you've reached the bottom of that page.
I've reached the bottom.
Can you turn to the next page and read through line 5?
Katie, I need 88. Thank you.
Did you read through line 5 of that next page?
Yes.
All right.
Hold on. Okay.
Okay.
Can you see this?
Yeah, I can, Your Honor. There's going to be a completeness problem if we get to a page here.
Yeah, well, can we just, okay. That's fair. Ask your next question, Ms. Lewis.
I don't have the right page up here. Can you?
That's okay. It
Okay.
just has. I apologize for interrupting. Please ask your next question.
All right. So the second time you went back to Mr. Crozier for pills, you did not ask him for something stronger, correct?
Through Robbie?
Yes.
I'm confused on what purchase we're on.
Okay, we just read it. Let's go back and read it again.
You're confusing.
Page 86.
Okay.
And the top of 87. Let me see that. Through line 5.
Correct.
All right. So, do you now recall that you told Ms. Whistler that you just asked him for more of the same the second time?
Correct.
And she asked you, you didn't ask for anything stronger, or do you have any better? Nothing like that? And you said, no, I just asked for the same.
Correct.
All right. So the first time he got you light green pills, and the second time, you just said, give me more of the same, correct?
Correct.
All right. And again, you picked up the money at the Midway House and the Cup in the Closet, correct? For that
Correct.
second purchase with Mr. Crozier.
Correct.
You went back to the Maverick, correct?
Yes.
With Mr. Bon Savage, correct?
Bon Savage wasn't that one.
That's what you told Ms. Whistler, though, in 2022, correct? I'm sorry, I misspoke, 2023.
Pause for 1 second,
I
Ms.
think
Lauber.
that question's fine. I think the lack of foundation is confusing the witness as to whether she's testifying about what she said yesterday or what she said in the course of this interview.
Or what she recalls happening. I just need you to be a little
Okay.
bit more specific.
All right, we're still talking about the interview on May 10th with Ms. Whistler, where you told her you only purchased twice from Mr. Crozier. First time light green pills, second time you asked for more of the same, correct?
Correct.
And that you picked the money up in the Midway House, correct?
Correct.
And at that time, you said there were only 2 purchases with Mr. Crozier, and it was the second purchase that Mr. Bon Savage went with you to pick up the pills, correct?
Bon Savage was the last purchase.
Right, but in
Ms.
20...
Lauber, pause for a moment. Ms. Lewis's question is, do you recall saying that you went with Mr. Bon Savage to, forgive me, what's the name of the woman from the Fed? Ms. Whistler.
Yes, Ms. Whistler.
To Ms. Whistler during that interview.
I don't recall saying I was with Bon Savage.
All right. Carmen, you were really clear in the interviews in May. You said more than once that you did a total of 3 purchases for Kouri Richins, correct?
Correct.
1 from Susan Kohler, 2 from Mr. Crozier, correct?
Correct at the time, yes.
All right, and during those interviews, Detective Maynard and Detective O'Driscoll told you that you purchased drugs from Mr. Crozier on March 9th, correct?
Correct.
And you still said there were 3 purchases. So at that time, you were telling them in your interviews, I had a purchase from Susan Kohler in February, correct?
Correct.
A purchase from Mr. Crozier in February, correct? And a purchase from Mr. Crozier on March 9th, correct?
Correct.
And at that time, that was it. You said in these interviews, that's it. Those were the purchases I did for Ms. Richins, correct?
Correct.
All right. So that's what we're talking about right now. I know you've changed your story, and you're now saying there was another purchase, but we're talking about what you told them a year after these events. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. So, you meet with the U.S. Attorney's Office on May 10th of 2023, correct?
I'm not sure of the date, but
All right, well,
you get me confused on the dates, but
let me just show you. Maybe this will help. I'm in hand the witness, which marked as impeachment CL8, but I'm using it to refresh.
Understood.
Can I
All
see
right.
a copy on the screen?
Oh, I'm
Oh.
sorry. These are just they're the dates of all the interviews with, it's just the first page of each transcript. Oh, it doesn't have May 10th. Oh, it does. It's at the end. Oh, it's out of order. May 10th, May 12th, May 13th. I'm going to put that in the right order.
But it doesn't say who the interview's with.
Transcription of interviews with Carmen. I'm just going to get the dates straight. I just
Right,
wanna
we
get
know
the
Carmen's
dates.
at all the interviews. We don't know who is interviewing her by
I
the
don't
face of
even-
these transcripts.
It doesn't matter right now. I'm just asking her for the dates because she can't remember any of the dates. All right, let me see what she
Counsel,
says.
would you pause for a
Let me
minute?
just see what she says, and then I'll clarify.
Two notes for the jury. One, I need a restroom break, so we're going to take one. And two, I recognize that the temperature is trending toward meat locker at the moment. That is my fault. I asked them to cool it off. I didn't think we were going to overshoot by this much. I'm working on it, I promise. Please rise for the jury.
I wondered why my toes were getting cold. Everybody's cold. My toes were getting
Ms. Lauber, please pause for a moment. Okay, we're going to take a restroom break. Everybody can have a seat for a minute. We'll be in break until 10:20. Ms. Lauber, I have a thought. Ms. Lauber, same rules. You cannot speak to anybody. If you need to use the restroom, that's fine. Otherwise, you got to keep to yourself. You're allowed to stand next to Mr. Moffitt, but you can't talk to him about your testimony, okay? Mm-hmm. Can you do that?
Yes.
All right. Mr. Bloodworth, Ms. Lewis, maybe we can talk in my office for a moment. Would that be all right?
Sure.
It would, Your Honor. Can I ask for a little more than 10 minutes? I have something I need to attend to.
Oh, no problem. How much time do you need?
Can we come back 10? How long am I going to be in your chambers?
You know, we can do that second if you want to attend to something first.
Can we do that, please?
Yes, sir. Nobody can start without me, so we'll just take the time it takes.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay. When you're ready to have a brief conversation, please grab Ms. Lewis and come around.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Court's in recess. Thank you. Ms. Kouri. Anything on the record before we invite the jury back in?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Lewis?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. Lauber, you are still under oath. Okay. Let's invite the jury back in, please. Have a seat when you come in. Thank you. All right, folks, have a seat. Thank you. Ms. Lauber, you're still under oath. Ms. Lewis, please proceed.
All right, we just finished going through the interview you had with the U.S. Attorney's Office, right?
Correct.
Okay. It's a little painful, but we got there.
Yes. A little confusing.
All right, yes, I know, I'm sorry. But let's just summarize that interview and then we'll move on. So in that interview, you told them that you bought pills from Susan Kohler one time, that you bought pills from Robert Crozier 2 times, and that you bought the same pills from Robert Crozier on each occasion, correct?
Correct.
All right. And in that interview, you said that the pills were left at the Midway house, either in the fireplace or in a cup in a closet, correct?
Correct.
All right. And you don't know who picked up the pills from the Midway house, correct?
No, I do not.
So you don't know if Kouri picked them up, correct?
No, I do not.
Or if Eric Richins picked them up?
No, I do not know. I do not know who picked him up.
Okay. All right, fair. So 2 days after the interview with the U.S. Attorney's Office, so we're now going to May 12th of 2023, you called Detective Maynard and asked him to come see you. Do you recall that?
I don't recall calling him. I think they were just there.
Well, it might have been a text. You either called him or texted him on your tablet. Do you recall that?
I
you
don't
needed
recall.
to see him. All right. That's fine, but let's get the May 12th interview out, which is in the binder number 2.
this one so it doesn't fall.
You know, I'm gonna take that out of your way.
Okay.
I think we're done with that one,
Okay.
okay?
Okay. Now May 12th, what page?
No page yet, I just want you to have,
Oh,
that's the interview we're gonna talk about.
okay.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
You can look at the beginning. I'm not positive if it says at the beginning that you asked Detective Maynard to come see you, but maybe you can check that and see if it does say that. And if not, that's all right.
Yeah, it doesn't say that I
Okay.
asked to see him. They were already there.
All right. So either way, you talk to him on May 12th.
I have a Driscoll and a Maynard in both this.
You think they're both there on May 12th?
It says that they are.
Are you on the-
I'm on page 2 or 1.
Of the May 12th, 2023.
Ms. Lauber, would you look at that blue tab and tell me what the date is on the blue tab?
Interview 5/3/23.
It's the wrong one. Would you go to the tab that has 5/12?
Oh, way back here. Okay.
Okay.
Now that might make sense now.
Okay, thank you.
Just wait for Ms. Lewis's question.
Okay.
All right, well, go ahead and look at the beginning again, and like I said, see if it indicates if you asked him to come see you. What page is that, Katie? Page 3. Line 18.
Okay, correct.
All right, so you asked Detective Maynard to come and visit with you that day.
Correct.
All right. And part of the reason you wanted to talk to him is you were very worried about being charged federally. Fair?
Actually, he was shocked that they were there.
What do you mean?
Because I told him I had just met with some feds, and he's like, "You did." So he was acting shocked that they were even there.
Okay. You still though were telling him you were worried about it,
I had told him I had a visit with him. Yes.
and that you were worried about what might happen because of that.
I don't recall what
All right.
that conversation was.
So look at page 7 and 8.
Seven and 8.
The bottom of 7.
Okay.
Oh, I can't see the top, Katie. Is this page 7? Okay.
This one says 8. This is I'm on
Ms.
7.
Lewis, I need you to ask a question.
I am. I'm trying to find the spot about the question. All right. So on page 8, you're talking with Detective Maynard again about getting it laid out for you. Correct?
On page 7 it says that.
Okay. And that's because up to this point, they'd been explaining to you what had happened, correct?
They were explaining more to me what happened. They've had the data from my cell and everything, correct?
All right, yeah, that's true. They did have your, not all of it though, because you'd lost some cell phones, correct?
No, I've had that cell phone forever.
Well, you told them you'd had a lot of cell phones, and some of the ones that you were using back in 2022 were broken, but they did have some cell phones,
They did have
right?
to, yes.
Okay. So initially, they were the ones that told you that Kouri asked for fentanyl, correct?
I don't recall. That's what they said to me.
Yesterday when you were testifying, we talked about this.
They told me Eric had passed away from fentanyl
All
and
right.
overdose.
And we talked about that it was the detectives that possibly put the word fentanyl in your head. Do you recall that?
Correct, yes.
Because they are the ones that told you about the fentanyl, correct?
Correct.
All right. And in this interview, you're telling them you're worried because of all these possible charges that you might get, correct?
Correct.
And Detective Maynard says that the goal is to convict Kouri for aggravated murder. These parallel drug investigations, those aren't a priority. Do you recall that?
I don't recall.
Can we look at page 12 of that same interview? It's at the top.
Yes, correct.
So Detective Maynard told you the goal here is to convict Kouri of aggravated murder.
Objection, Your Honor, that's not what it says.
Yes, it is on the top of page 12.
The word here is
Are you looking at the right spot?
You added a word.
you added a word.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So, Ms.
I'll read it
Lauber,
exactly.
The question is, does that refresh your recollection that Mr. Maynard stated the goal is to convict Kouri for an aggravated murder?
Correct.
You're right.
Is that
I
yes or
added
no?
Yeah, sorry.
I added the word here. So what was it Detective Maynard said to you? Why don't you go ahead and tell us?
I said the goal is to convict Kouri for an aggravated murder.
And then he said the rest of that the next sentence?
Read the rest of what he said.
No. These parallel drug
Yes.
investigations?
Those aren't a priority.
Okay. So they're telling you they're not worried about what you're doing. Their goal is to convict Kouri of aggravated murder. Right?
Correct.
All right. And again, you're telling them it was just so much easier when they put the puzzle pieces together for you, correct? Do you remember that?
I don't recall.
Want to look at page 16?
16?
Mm-hmm. She at the top?
Yes.
Okay.
Line 3? Correct.
Yes. Does that? So now do you remember you talked about them putting the puzzle pieces together?
Correct.
All right. And didn't you also tell them that you were talking to your daughter, Kelsey, and that your daughter asked what was happening, and you didn't even know. You didn't know what had happened, is what you told her.
I don't
Correct?
recall.
So I'm not.
On a jail call or?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, no. Let me rephrase that. That you were telling Detective Maynard that you had been talking to your daughter, and you were like telling her, "I don't even know what happened." Correct?
I don't recall.
All right. Let's look at page 16. Do you see that now?
At the very bottom, yes.
Okay. So you said your daughter had asked you what happened, and you're like, I don't even know. Correct?
Your Honor, Foundation, I think at this point, counsel's using this portion of the transcript to refresh a witness's recollection. I think the next question should be, does this refresh your recollection?
She's still reading, so I wasn't quite sure. But are you done
Yeah,
reading that?
The objection is sustained, and
Okay.
also, we're having pronoun and article trouble here. I'm really not sure what this is about. If you can be just specific and
All right.
provide context in your questions.
So this is while you're still talking about, laying the pieces together and all of that. And
You have to ask her if that's her memory.
do you remember that, well, we just talked about it. You remember that you had spoken with Detective Maynard about, putting the puzzle pieces together. That made it easier when they laid it out. We just talked about that a minute ago, right?
Correct.
And then you told him, look at line 16.
Ms. Lewis, I sincerely don't want to interrupt you. You have to ask her if she recalls. You cannot ask her.
I
just
thought
to
she
read.
said yes, she did recall.
Then there's no reason to go to.
Oh,
the
well, I
transcript.
haven't asked her if she recalled the second part.
Then that's why
Okay.
you can't just read from it.
So, oh, yeah. So do you, I think I asked this, but let me ask it again. Do you recall telling your daughter, or not telling your daughter, do you recall telling Detective Maynard, yes, I talked to my daughter, she asked me what was going on, and I said, I don't even know, or something to that effect?
I don't recall that.
Okay, so if you look at line 16 through line 23,
Read that to yourself, Ms. Lauber, and then wait for the next question.
Okay. Okay.
all right. Do you remember now that you said that?
Correct, but I'm confused on what she's actually asking me.
What I'm asking you?
What we're talking about in this conversation. It doesn't say exactly what we're talking about.
Okay, so you just don't recall exactly what that was about. That's
Not the
fine. If you don't
conversation.
remember, that's fine.
Yeah, I don't recall what we were talking about. It just says
Okay.
I don't know what happened.
You just said,
It just says it doesn't specifically say exactly what we're talking about.
okay, that's fine. Well, we'll move on from that then. All right. Why don't you turn to page 20, and then I'm going to ask you a question, and then if you don't remember, you can see what it says there on the page.
Okay.
So Detective Maynard, at the end of this interview, tells you just something to the effect, don't worry, we're going to get you through this so you can get on with your life. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Okay, great. Now, there's one more interview that you have with the detectives in this case, and that's the next day, May 13th of 2023, all right? And then, okay, so why don't you just have that in front of you? Do you recall that in that interview, during that interview, that's when they really laid out for you about the March 9th drug purchase? Do you
I
recall
don't
that?
recall, huh?
You don't recall that that's when you guys talked about the March 9th drug purchase?
I don't recall.
All right, well, why don't you take a look at the beginning of that interview,
Which page?
just at the beginning.
Which date? are
Which
we
date?
speaking?
What
May
page?
13th, the next day.
So just make sure you're at the right tab, Carmen, if you haven't already.
Yeah. 513. Okay, now I'm there.
And forgive me, I interrupted you, Ms. Lewis. The page number that you want to use to refresh your recollection.
I was just asking her to look at the beginning of the interview to see if she recalls that they were now on this day talking about primarily the March 9th purchase.
Is there a
Is there
page
a-
range?
Page I need to be on?
Can I look at the beginning, Katie? I think it's right at the beginning. Next one. Because you're just chatting at first. Next one. Okay, well, let's start here. On page 5.
Okay.
This is when they tell you that they've met with your friend Nick Bonsavage. Do you recall that?
No, I don't recall them.
Do you recall, let me ask it this way. Do you recall conversations with Detectives Maynard and Detectives O'Driscoll where you talked about they had talked to Nick Bonsavage about the last purchase that he went on with you?
I don't recall it saying that they talked to Nick yet.
All right, well then take a look at page 5, line 9, 10, 11. Does that, take a look at that. Have you looked at that?
Correct.
All right, so they're talking to you about how they'd met with Nick Bonsavage.
Yes.
All right, and isn't it after their meeting with Nick Bonsavage, it's through Nick they decide that that last purchase was March 9th. Remember that?
Correct.
Okay, there we go. And at that point, they ask you, is it possible you bought pills a total of 4 times? Once from Susan, 3 times from Crozier. Do you recall that?
I don't recall that.
Okay. Let's look at page 13.
Okay, on the page.
At line 7, Detective Maynard. He asked you if there's a 4th trip, correct?
Correct.
And you said absolutely not. There were only 3, correct?
Correct.
All right. And then you've told them again in that interview, I just know totally there were only 3 total purchases. Do you recall that?
I don't recall.
All right. Let's look at page 29. You now recall you said, but I just know totally there were only 3 total.
Yes.
All right. So again, back on March 13th of 2023, I'm sorry, May 13th of 2023, you told the detectives more than once, not 4 purchases, I know total 3 purchases for Kouri.
Correct.
You told them that 3 times, correct?
Yes.
You told that to Ms. Whistler with U.S. Attorney's Office 2 days prior, correct? We talked about that.
Yes.
Yes, okay. But today, you're saying there were 4 purchases.
Correct.
So even though you were totally sure in 2022 there were 3, your testimony now is that there were 4.
Yes.
Okay. All right. At the end of that interview, I think it's page 30. And let me ask you if you remember before we read that. They tell you that they're going to bring you a timeline of everything that happened. Do you remember that?
I don't recall.
Okay, do you want to take a look at page 30? It's line 16, well, line 11 through 18, 19.
Okay.
All right. So, just like today, the timeline was confusing then too, right?
Correct.
And they said, well, we're going to bring you a timeline to help you figure this all out, something to that effect. They're going to bring you a timeline, correct?
Correct.
Did they ever bring you a timeline?
You pause for one moment, Mr. Lauber.
Your Honor, just foundation. We're going to bring you a timeline or something to that effect. We can use the precise words. We have the precise words.
Overruled on this one. Keep
Okay.
going, Ms. Lauber.
So they said they're going to bring you a timeline. Did they ever bring you a timeline?
I don't recall.
So you don't know if you ever got a timeline from the detectives?
I don't recall if they even brought
All
it
right.
or not.
So it's after this, I'm not sure if what day, and I don't know if you remember, but sometime after this interview, they release you from custody. Correct?
I had to be on ankle monitor. It had to be approved through Judge Maybe to be on ankle monitor. I could not leave the jail without that being on my
Okay.
ankle.
So they put an ankle monitor on you and they release you from custody. Correct?
Correct.
And did you went back to see Judge Maybe, correct?
No, I was not allowed in drug court at the time
Why weren't you allowed in drug court?
because I was suspended for a minute. It was on pause.
Because you were a cooperating witness?
Because what?
Because you were a cooperating witness for the state? That's why you weren't allowed back in drug court?
Yes.
All right, but you did go see Judge Maybe, not in drug court, but you appeared in front of Judge Maybe to get conditions for your release, right?
She already had approved the conditions before I was released.
Oh, so you didn't have to go to court? It was
I
just...
still had to go a couple of times. I mean, I still go every 3 months now.
Okay. But let me just ask you, when you were very first released, you put an ankle monitor on, you're released from the jail. Did you have to go see Judge Maybe, or were you just released and you already knew the conditions?
No, I think I had to go in front of her.
Okay. So when you went back to Judge Maybe, she gave you some conditions of release, correct?
Yes.
And one thing they did is they transferred your probation from Wasatch County to Summit County, correct?
I think so, yes.
And your new probation officer became Detective Maynard, correct?
Yes.
All right. So he's now your probation officer. You testified yesterday that you only talked to him a few times after these interviews in May up until today.
I text him every morning, so I still have to check in with him.
Oh, all right. You didn't tell me that. So you text him every morning to check in with Detective Maynard.
Correct.
To tell him what?
I just have to send him a text saying good morning, and he responds back, Lauber, that's it.
Okay. Does he drug test you?
He was in the beginning.
How long did he continue to drug test you?
I don't recall.
Do you recall the last time you were drug tested?
I don't recall.
Has it been more than a year?
I'm sure.
Has it been more than 2 years?
I'm not 100% sure.
Could it be more than 2 years?
Yes.
So you haven't had a drug test in over 2 years, correct?
Correct.
Even though you are on probation with Summit County Drug Court, correct?
I'm not on drug court.
I'm sorry, I said Summit County. You're on probation with Wasatch County Drug Court.
No, I'm paused. It's in pause.
Okay.
It's paused.
Go ahead.
It's paused, so therefore I don't have to interact. I don't interact with anything to do with drug court right now.
All right. So you don't actually physically go to drug court because it's on pause until this case is over, right?
Correct. I go in front of judge maybe every 3 months.
Okay. And every time you go in front of Judge Maybe, well, tell me, what happens when you go in front of Judge Maybe?
They just put it out another 3 months.
Do they ask you when the trial in this case is going to be?
They never have asked me.
All right. But they're putting it off until the trial's over, right?
Correct.
Because what happens is going to depend on if you testify at this trial, correct?
Correct.
And if you testify truthfully at this trial, then you are not going to go to prison, correct?
Correct.
And it's the people here at this table that decide if you've testified truthfully, correct?
Objection.
Sustained.
Well, who makes the decision if your testimony was truthful?
I have no clue.
So if you got up here and testified today, I never bought pills from Robbie, I never gave pills to Carmen, would you?
I'm Carmen.
I'm sorry, I never gave pills to Kouri. Would you still be not charged in drug court? Everything would be fine? You'd just be done?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know the answer to that one.
All right. So one of the conditions of your release is that there were certain people that you were not to have any communication with, right?
Correct.
And one of those people was Nick Bonsavage, correct?
I'm not 100% sure.
Well, let me show you. It's been marked as IMPCL 7. Right here where it says the defendant is ordered.
Just wait for the next question after you read it, Ms. Lauber.
Yeah, read it and then I'll ask you the question.
That is correct.
So one of your conditions was that you were not to have any contact with Nick Bonsavage.
Correct.
You weren't to talk to Nick Bonsavage.
Correct.
But you did talk to Nick Bonsavage. You've been talking to him for the last 3 years, correct?
Correct. It was only until I had the ankle monitor on that I was not to have contact with my kids or Nick Bonsavage. It says right there with the ankle monitor on. I had the ankle monitor on for a year.
Okay. That's not what that says.
Or maybe I misread it.
I think you misread it. So these
But
were,
Ms. Lewis, we're asking her about her recollection, so if you'd follow up on that.
all right. So your recollection is it was only when you had the ankle monitor on you couldn't have contact?
Correct.
All right.
Because I had to go back and get permission to even talk to my daughters.
Well, did you have permission to talk to your daughters, or it was just you weren't to see your daughters in person?
I couldn't go down the canyon at all.
Right. And later that changed, and you were allowed to go see them in person?
Yes.
Correct. Okay. But take a look at this again. Does this, and then tell me, did the ankle monitor have anything to do with not talking to Nick Bonsavage?
To install a GPS ankle monitor on the defendant prior to her release. The defendant is ordered to have no contact with Kouri Richins, the Los Angeles County Drug Court. Yeah, I'm confused on that, but
So it doesn't say in there that the ankle monitor is connected to not having conversations with Nick Bonsavage, fair?
I think that's where I was confused, where it combines in the top
Okay.
to the second sentence.
So you weren't to have conversations or contact with Nick Bonsavage,
Correct.
but you have had conversations with him throughout the last 3 years. He's your best friend, right?
Correct.
You talk to him, I don't know that you talk to him a lot anymore, but you talk to him all the time at first.
Yes.
All right, so you didn't pay any attention to that condition.
No, I don't think I recall talking to Nick until he graduated drug court. Because it says that I'm not supposed to have any contact with any people in drug court.
Right, but Nick graduated from drug court before you were even arrested in April of 2023,
I'm not quite
correct?
sure when he graduated.
Right. If in fact he did graduate by April of 2023, you still weren't to have contact with him because he was a witness in this case, correct?
Oh, I don't recall that.
All right, I'm just going to ask you one more time. It says here you're not supposed to have contact with him, correct?
Correct.
And you have had contact with him throughout, correct?
Throughout a couple of years, yes.
Okay. Oh, let me ask you, yesterday it came up that Kouri Richins wrote you a couple of letters saying you'd completed community service that you hadn't really completed, right?
Yes.
You asked Kouri to write those letters for you, correct?
I asked Kouri if she could, yes.
All right, so you asked her, even though I haven't done community service, will you write letters saying I did?
Correct.
All right, so that's how you got those letters.
Yes.
All right. So, Carmen, isn't it fair that you really don't have a memory about what happened in February and March of 2022?
What do you mean by that?
Well, when you were interviewed in 2023, you didn't remember what had happened, correct?
Correct. It's a lot to take in.
It's a lot to take in. And you didn't remember it a year after the fact. So you really don't even remember now what happened in 2022 and 2022, correct?
Rephrase your question, that kind of confuses.
You didn't remember in 2023 what happened in 2022, and you don't now remember what happened in 2022, right?
Yes and no.
It's been laid out for you by someone else, correct?
Due to data and cell phone data and everything, yes.
All right, so whatever memory you have is what was, you don't have a personal memory, it was shown to you.
No, I have partial memory.
You have a partial memory.
I have memory, yes.
All right. Fair to say your memory was better 1 year after the fact than 4 years after the fact, right?
It is confusing later on, years later, yes.
Okay. And you were using and selling that whole time in drug court,
I was not using and selling the whole time.
the whole period we're talking about of February and March of 2022.
Yes.
Kouri never once asked you for fentanyl, correct?
No, not correct. I mean, yes.
That
Wait,
is-
you've confused me. Can you ask the question again?
Kouri never asked you for fentanyl, true?
I had told her that that's what Robbie had, and she said, okay, go ahead and get it.
Let me ask the question again. Kouri never asked you for fentanyl, true?
Yes,
All right. And you bought prescription Oxycontin from Susan Kohler, correct?
correct,
You got light green pills from Crozier sometime in February of 2022, correct?
correct,
And then you went back and said, give me more of the same, correct?
correct,
And the last time you went back was after Eric Richins died, correct?
I'm not sure.
Well, the last purchase was May 9th of 2020,
Ms. Liz.
March 9th of 2022, correct?
Correct.
After, and you know Eric died on March 4th, correct?
It was March 5th he passed away?
Well, I think it was March 4th, but either way,
Sure,
the
correct.
pills were after he passed away,
Correct.
correct? All right. And again, a year after the fact, you said numerous times, I bought pills from Mr. Crozier twice, correct?
Correct,
Now you're saying 3 times, 4 years later, correct?
correct,
Because that's been told to you because of some data you saw, correct?
yes, correct.
But you don't remember that.
No, I don't recall.
Okay. So, after you said you were willing to cooperate, and they said you were getting a big jail get out of free card, you got your big jail get out of free card so far, right?
Correct,
Because you have not been in jail for the past 3 years,
correct,
and you haven't had to go to drug court anymore, correct?
correct,
And all you do is wait to see how your testimony goes to find out what happens, correct?
correct,
You're not being drug tested, correct?
correct,
Even though you're on probation, correct?
correct,
And your probation consists of, in the morning, you say hi to Detective Maynard, and he says Lauber.
we just text back and forth. If I'm leaving town, I tell him I'm leaving town. If I'm here, you know.
Okay, so you tell him if you're leaving town. Are
I
you?
still keep tabs. He still keeps tabs on me no matter where I'm at. He has my work schedule. He has everything.
He does have your work schedule.
Yes,
And you've been allowed to move to Las Vegas, correct?
yes,
So, because of your cooperation, you got out of going to drug court, correct?
correct,
You got your probation transferred to Summit County with Detective Maynard, correct?
correct,
You got to stop your drug testing, correct?
correct,
You got to move to Vegas, correct?
correct. But I'm not living in Vegas. I'm living here.
You're here right now.
Judge maybe approved me to move to Vegas, but I'm still here in Utah.
You haven't moved to Vegas yet?
No,
Okay. You've been allowed to go to Vegas numerous times to visit, though, right?
correct,
All right. And you haven't done any time for any of the crimes that you committed, correct?
correct. I was incarcerated. I stayed in jail for 23 days.
Well,
That's it.
23 days when you were arrested in April of 2023.
Yes.
And it was during that time period you were in jail because you were getting your story together with Detectives Maynard and Detective O'Driscoll here.
Yes,
Okay. And the pills that you bought from Mr. Crozier, you don't know what those pills were, correct?
he had told me that he had fentanyl.
You didn't look at the pills, correct?
No, I didn't sit there and play with him. No,
You didn't know what they were, correct?
correct.
You didn't have them tested.
No,
Okay. You didn't take any, you said,
no,
correct?
correct.
You did or you did not sell them to anyone else?
I did not sell them to anyone else.
Okay. You don't know what happened to those pills, correct?
I don't know who picked him up, if that's what you're asking.
Right. You don't know who took those pills, correct?
Correct.
And you have, sitting here today, absolutely no information about what happened to Eric Richins other than that what you were told that he died of a fentanyl overdose.
Correct.
And you have no idea what happened the night that Eric Richins died.
I do not.
And you have no knowledge if Ms. Richins killed Eric Richins.
I do not.
Can I just have a moment? I have nothing further at this time.
Mr. Bloodworth.
Thank you.
Just listen to the questions. Thank you.
Scott, can you bring up Exhibit 8-11, please?
For the witness.
For the witness and counsel, Your Honor.
Okay. One moment. There you are.
Your Honor, the state moves 8-11 into evidence.
I don't have any objection.
8-11 is admitted and published.
Ms. Lauber, can you see 8-11?
Yes, I can.
Do you recognize that? I know you said you didn't earlier, but has Mr. Moffitt shown you that exhibit?
I don't recall seeing them yet, but I know they were given to me. They were given to him.
And they're dated, you see, April the 19th, 2024. Do you think they were given to him? Or do you know what day they were given to him?
I don't.
Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, Scott, can you put that back up? I think some of the jurors are still reading that.
My apologies.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Lauber, do you recall testifying yesterday that you met with prosecutors a few times over the past few weeks to prepare for testifying in court?
Yes.
Was your lawyer present with you every single minute of every single meeting?
Yes.
Do you recall yesterday mentioning that you had anxiety?
Yes.
Have you seen a medical doctor for that anxiety?
Not recently, no. Not
Have
for
you
me.
ever seen one?
I did in the beginning of drug court, yes.
Did you receive a diagnosis of anxiety?
Yes.
And did you receive any treatment prescription?
Yes, a non-narcotic, a boost bar.
A boost bar?
I can't remember exactly what it's called.
Can you describe it?
It's just a little white oval pill. Looks like a little bar. I have them in my purse out in the car.
All good. Was that your personal physician that you consulted with?
In drug court, yes. They provided one through Wasatch Mental. Anybody who needed meds through drug court, they provided her because they were non-narcotic kinds.
Understood. From the time of your entry into drug court in September 2021 until your arrest in April of 2023, did you continue to behave like an active drug addict?
In the beginning, I'm kind of confused what you asked.
From the day you entered drug court until the time you were arrested, did you still behave a lot like an active drug addict?
I'm kind of confused on that one.
Well, did you occasionally use drugs?
Yes.
Did you lie about using drugs?
Yes, an active user will lie.
Right. Were your lies to interviewers consistent with being an active drug user?
Yes.
Have you been clean since you were arrested in April 2023?
Yes.
And that same day you were arrested was the day that detectives, or was it the day that detectives told you that Eric Richins died of a fentanyl overdose?
The day I was arrested, no.
When was it?
I was in jail for a couple days till they came and see me.
So a couple days.
Yes.
You didn't use in jail, right?
No.
So you've been clean since detectives told you that Eric Richins died of a fentanyl overdose.
Yes.
Has your memory become cleaner? Sorry, has your memory become clearer since you've been clean?
Yes.
Has your memory become clearer as you've had more clearer as it relates to everything we're talking about here?
Yes.
Has it become clearer as you've had more time to process your involvement in Eric Richins' death?
Yes.
Has your memory become clearer as you've reviewed phone records, photographs, Facebook messages, and other materials with your attorneys?
Yes.
Are there times, though, you still get confused about dates?
Yes.
And are there times you still confuse details between various drug buys?
Yes.
In the 6 or 7 interviews with detectives O'Driscoll and Maynard, did those detectives repeatedly stress to you their need to corroborate any information that you provided?
Yes.
And did you repeatedly stress to them how much you loved Eric and how much he did not deserve what happened to him?
Correct.
Do you recall testifying yesterday, and again today actually, where detectives said that you could get a big, giant, get out of free jail card?
Correct.
Do you recall what you said to detectives immediately after that?
I don't.
If I were to show you a transcript of that interview, would that refresh your recollection on that point?
Yes.
Scott, can you please publish 8-59, page 113, lines 11 through 15? Ms. Lauber, if you could read that and then let me know once you've read that.
Okay, I'm done. I'm done.
Does that refresh your recollection?
Yes.
After detective said, do you realize you could get a big get out of jail free card? What did you tell them?
I told them that even if that was the case, I felt like I still needed to step up and take accountability if this is really what happened to Eric.
Thank you. when considering the 6 or 7 interviews with Detectives O'Driscoll and Maynard, in their full and fair context, do you think that did you think at the time, do you think now that Detectives O'Driscoll and Maynard were trying to plant information into your memory?
Your Honor, objection, speculation.
Overruled.
No, I do not.
Do you think that they were trying to help you recall information from your memory?
Yes.
You've reviewed all of those transcripts, and just to be sure, is it April 27th? Do you have the binders up there?
I do have them, but
Is it April 27th?
You may need to help her out.
Well, that's okay. We've touched them all. We don't have to review.
yeah, that's the one.
Were all of those transcripts accurate? Transcripts of your interviews with Detectives O'Driscoll, Maynard, and Miss Whistler?
Yes.
Your Honor, the state's moved marked the April 27th, 2023 interview as 8:57. The May 2nd, 2023 interview is 8:58. The May 3rd interview as 8:59. The May 4th is 8:60. The May 10th is 8:61. The May 12th is 8:62. The May 13th is 8:63. The state moves 8:57 through 8:63 into evidence.
Your Honor, we object. We haven't had a chance to go through these transcripts. They're loaded with hearsay. So unless there's time to go through and redact and determine what's hearsay and what's not hearsay, we're going to object.
I'm going to not rule on that motion at this time. There are multiple rules of evidence we need to have a conversation about there. So if there's any other foundation you want to lay, I'm not suggesting that you need to, one way or the other, do that now, but we'll have that legal discussion at a later time.
Understood, Your Honor. I don't need to lay any additional foundation.
Understood.
Ms. Lauber, at bottom. Let me back up half a step. Your Honor, can we have that legal discussion during the lunch break?
Yes.
Because it
May impact what you
may
do.
impact additional redirect.
Understood.
Ms. Lauber, at bottom, did you purchase drugs at Kouri Richins' request 4 times?
Correct.
Did you deliver drugs either hand-to-hand or by placing them somewhere at Kouri Richins' request to Kouri Richins 4 times?
Correct.
Did you testify yesterday and today truthfully to the best of your recollection?
Yes.
What do you think happens to you if you did not testify truthfully?
Everything I have on would be revoked.
And what happens then?
I go to prison.
For how long?
A long time.
Ms. Lewis, with the reservation that Mr. Bloodworth just made on the record about the potential for additional redirect depending on the court's ruling on the state's motion to admit the transcripts, anything further for Ms. Lauber at this time?
Not at this time, no.
Okay. Let's just have that discussion immediately, if you don't mind, Mr. Bloodworth.
Fine.
Folks, let's let you stretch your legs. We're not going to recess for lunch just yet. There may be a few more questions for Ms. Lauber. Thank you. Folks, have a seat. Thank you. Ms. Lauber, I need you to step into the lobby during this legal discussion with the lawyers. Please don't talk to anybody about your testimony, okay?
Okay.
Stay in the lobby, though. We may have a few extra questions for you in a few minutes.
Okay.
Thank you. Yes.
Sorry, thank you.
Okay. Current state of affairs. The state has moved to admit 857 through 863, which is a series of transcripts of interviews between of Ms. Lauber by other government officials. None of those were subject to cross-examination, right?
No,
They were all just interviews.
at the time, no.
Correct.
At the time, they were not subject to cross.
Okay. So they are categorically hearsay that will need an exception for or another rule that would allow them to be admitted, correct?
Correct.
Okay. The defendant objects to hearsay. If you would respond to that and then tell me which rule you think they come in under.
Your Honor, the defense has cherry-picked certain statements that Carmen Lauber made to impeach her credibility, to rehabilitate her credibility. The state needs to enter all of the interviews because they show essentially an ongoing iterative discussion which, when you understand the full arc of, it is clear that she is being credible. While she may be confused, she is not untruthful. So the full scope of Ms. Carmen Lauber's statements need to be admitted for rehabilitation purpose. Any other statements by, the questions essentially, right, by the various interviewers, that all goes to the effect on Ms. Lauber.
Everything you say is true, but I still have to contend with Utah rules of evidence. And so they are out-of-court statements. You could call the other half of those conversations, Detective Maynard, Detective O'Driscoll, presumably, maybe the federal official, and ask how this went. And if they didn't remember, you could refresh their recollection. All I need to contend with right now, and it is a genuine question, I don't think I have a basis to just admit them wholesale. There may be a basis for you to ask Ms. Lauber about other prior consistent statements that she's made to rebut the argument from the defense of a recent fabrication. And I'm not suggesting otherwise, but we can't do it through the wholesale. We can't do that through the wholesale admission of the transcripts.
Your Honor, I think I can't. I guess I disagree with that.
I guess, how can I overcome the hearsay problem that is being raised? They are out-of-court statements being made for the being admitted for the truth of the matter, right?
No, they're being admitted to rehabilitate.
Well, but if what she says in the prior things isn't true, it doesn't rehabilitate her. So the truth is what matters, correct?
No, in rebutting recent fabrication, what matters is what matters is the full arc of the discussion to show that this was not a recent fabrication. That if you understand Carmen Lauber's statements, not cherry-picked, but over the scope of a series of interviews over 2 weeks or whatever it is, you can understand that she is credible and not recently fabricated.
I need you to tell me how this comes in over a hearsay objection or through some other rule regarding prior statements of a witness. If they're out-of-court statements.
80. I don't know. I start with hearsay. They are out-of-court statement, yes. The state is not offering them for the truth of the matter asserted. In Carmen Lauber's statements, the state is offering them not to say what she's saying back then is true. We're saying the opposite, actually. We're saying that a lot of what she said back then, we're not offering for the truth. We're not offering Carmen Lauber's statements to show that she had 3 drug deals. We're offering Carmen Lauber's statements to show, regardless of whether they were true or not, this is the evolution of the detectives, of her providing information to the detectives, whether or not that information is true. Because the defense in impeaching Carmen Lauber has suggested that the investigators were planting information with Carmen Lauber.
And you can call those people to testify subject to cross-examination to say that's not how it went at all.
And
the evolution of them was X, Y, and Z.
And I think putting in the transcripts does the same thing, and there's no hearsay problem. The statements that are not hearsay, 801 D1A.
Yeah, that's why I asked about the cross-examination problem, right?
She's been cross-examined.
The prior statement has to have been cross-examined, right? Under D01,
No.
the declarant testified. Sorry.
No, subject to cross without a prior statement.
801 D1A, right?
She testified about the prior interview statements.
Where's the inconsistency?
She has been cross-examined about the prior statements, and the statement is inconsistent with the declarant's testimony.
But that's the foundation you haven't laid.
The interviews are, D1B,
Sure.
Inconsistent with the declarant's testimony. We have that.
But I'm not sure you do. These transcripts are 100 pages long, maybe less, maybe more. There's how many of them? There isn't foundation for all of these statements being inconsistent with her sworn testimony.
Consistent, I'm sorry.
Sure, D1B, that's fine.
D1B is consistent with.
Right, and there isn't foundation for all of them being consistent either. You just have to lay foundation. That's the problem with the wholesale admission. It may be that we just need to do this piecemeal, maybe call Carmen Lauber back. I'm not suggesting that there are not pieces of these transcripts that are admissible. There certainly are likely to be pieces of these transcripts that are admissible as a non-hearsay exhibit. Wholesale admission of them, there is not foundation for that. Yeah.
Your Honor, I think the consistency comes in the arc of the statements. That's where the consistency rises. Sure, we have individual sentences. This is an ongoing interview, right? It might have taken place over the course of several days, but it is an ongoing interview. And to appreciate the consistency of the interview, the giant interview, the jury, that is the consistent statement. That is consistent with her testimony. Her testimony being that this is generally what happened. I might be confused on days. I might be confused on details between various buys. But she is, in the greater arc of her interview, she is consistent. And you have to understand the great arc of her interview to appreciate that consistency.
And forgive me, I just want to make sure the record is clear on the scale of what the state is asking here. So if somebody could please give me the page counts for each of these exhibits.
Looking at it.
And I appreciate that. I guess it is somewhat voluminous, and the jury, it might go back to the jury room, and they're like, too much. We're not even touching it.
That's not my concern.
And,
Scott,
and
can you just go to the last page of each of these exhibits? And
Your Honor, we're
Oh,
getting.
okay.
I'm
Sorry.
slow. I'm slow. Exhibit by exhibit, I'm getting numbers up.
Okay.
And Your Honor, maybe just to put a finer point on the Rule 801 D1B, there is the recently fabricated piece, but really the defense's argument is acted from a recent improper influence or motive. And, you know, seasoned throughout the entire scope of the interviews, the defendant is consistent. I'm sorry, Carmen Lauber is consistent in her testimony.
I understand the state's position.
Okay.
I still need those numbers, and then Ms. Lewis will give you the benefit of the record
I was just going to tell you there's 932 pages of transcripts
combined.
combined, yes.
Okay. Ms. Lewis, anything else for the record?
Oh, I think Your Honor's identified the issues. I agree.
Okay. So the issue currently before the court is the state's motion to admit proposed exhibits 857 through 863, which constitute 932 pages of certified transcript of interviews by law enforcement and other government officials of Carmen Lauber in 2023, correct, Mr. Bloodworth?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The state has offered those as exhibits. Defendant objects that they constitute hearsay, not subject to any exception. In response, the state points to the definition of hearsay under 801 and argues that these 932 pages are categorically not hearsay under 801D1B, which states that a declarant witness's prior statement is not hearsay when the declarant testifies and is subject to cross-examination about a prior statement. That occurred here on the record through Ms. Lewis's cross-examination of Ms. Lauber regarding these prior interviews, and the statement seeking to be admitted, the out-of-court statement under D1B, is consistent with the declarant's testimony and is offered to rebut an express or implied charge that the declarant recently fabricated it or acted from a recent improper influence or motive and so testifying. The state makes a persuasive argument that admission of Ms. Lauber's consistent statements from the interview transcripts would be appropriate to rebut the implications by the defense that she has recently fabricated or acted from a recent improper influence or motive in testifying on the record in this trial. But the state simply hasn't laid foundation for a conclusion that all 932 pages constitute statements that are consistent with the declarant's testimony here. For two reasons. One, I don't have a basis to rule that all of those 932 pages are consistent, and it's entirely possible that many of those 932 pages are unrelated, not consistent or inconsistent, and therefore would be need to be analyzed under a 403 balancing test regarding probative value and things like unfair prejudice, misleading the jury, or wasting time. So, based upon the foundation laid so far, the court simply doesn't have a basis to rule that all 932 pages being offered are not hearsay. In so ruling, the court acknowledges that there is likely portions of each of these interviews that is consistent and would be admissible under 801 D1B. I just don't have that designation in front of me at the moment. Ms. Lewis, anything further? Okay. May not be the last time we have this conversation, Mr. Bloodworth.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Doubt it will.
Understood. All right. With that ruling, anything else from Ms. Lauber?
Your Honor, not today. Can I propose, though, that we keep her under subpoena? We will address the interview transcripts and then revisit this.
Understood. I'll tell her that on the record. Okay. May we invite Ms. Lauber back in, please?
Your Honor, can the court advise her that because she's being held, she still can't talk about her testimony?
Yeah, I think that's fine. Lunch here. Okay. Ms. Lauber, if you'd take the stand for one moment, I just need to give you some instructions. Thank you for your patience. The lawyers don't have any additional questions for you today. We may need to call you back at some point in the next 4 weeks. You'll get notice. You're still subject to subpoena, which means if you get notice that you need to come back, you have to do it.
Okay.
All right? Second, you cannot speak to anyone about your testimony between now and either being called back in or the trial being over. You have to affirmatively avoid talking to anybody about your testimony.
Okay.
So if anybody asks you about it or asks you about this case, you have to say, the judge told me I can't talk about it.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yes.
Can you follow that instruction?
Yes.
All right. Mr. Bloodworth, anything further with Ms. Lauber today?
No.
Ms. Nestor?
Can you also make sure she doesn't watch the rest of the proceedings on television or video?
I would imagine you have better things to do.
I don't watch any of
Yeah.
it at all.
But please, if you would not watch any of the witness testimony and not read any news or social media reports about the other witness testimony.
I don't. I stay away from it.
Okay. Can you follow that instruction?
Yes.
All right. Very good. Anything else, counsel? Ms. Lauber, you are free to go today. Thank you. Mr. Moffat, thank you. Okay. Mr. Bloodworth, may I invite the jury in, tell them we're going to take a lunch break?
That sounds right, Your Honor.
Ms. Lewis?
That's fine.
What time would you like to come back?
12:30?
Sounds fine. Ms. Lewis, is that agreeable?
That sounds fine.
All right. Can we invite the jury back in? Ladies and gentlemen, stay standing. I promise this won't take long. Thank you for your patience. We needed to handle a legal issue. It was efficient. We're going to take a lunch break. Lunch is either here or imminently arriving. During the lunch break, please do not talk about the case. Please don't read, watch, or listen to anything about this case. Please don't do any internet searches or other research about the case. Please enjoy your lunch break. We'll be back on the record at 12:30. Thank you. Mr. Bloodworth, anything before we recess?
No, yeah.
Ms. Lewis?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, court's in recess until 12:30.